Grayson, which was after Forever Evil, where they had to basically put it that Dick Grayson died, and he ended up joining the spy group Spiral.
Yeah.
This one kind of
So it was okay. I read probably half of that series.
I read it all, and there was some good stuff in it. There was some stuff with Midnighter that they touted pretty big, and but with this one, it tied up loose ends with Mr. Minos, and
yeah, this kind of wrapped up the whole Spiral arc, and then now we're moving into something else after
yeah,
this.
We'll be moving into something else. But the biggest thing, and I know you prefer Batman just beating the shit out of people. That's your.
Well, I like Batman's darkness more than I like watching Bruce unravel more than I like Dick trying to find himself.
Well, I see Dick is like the only super that I like his personal side, like the personal life. He's the only one. Like I could give two shits about anybody else's.
I just love Bruce's pain.
Well, it's like
Dick's too real life. Dick's too normal. I like the crazies, man.
It's like it's like Constantine. His real life is what he does. You know, there is no curtain to hide behind. Dick.
Yeah, and with Dick, it's Nightwing is Dick's mask. I think Dick truly Hart is a decent normal person, and he's just in a crazy line of work. I think the mask, Bruce Wayne is the mask in Batman's case. Yeah. Batman is Batman, and he wears a mask of a man.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed everything that they were doing with Sean Sang. It looked like, Dick might actually have now I kind of know, no superhero can live a happy life. We can't have that. Fuck no, we can't have that.
Unless you're Superman with Lois and John Kent. You can be happy as you want.
Yeah, but nobody else can be happy. Everybody else
always solving the problems.
Everybody else has to live in shit and squalor. But then they had them break up because of reasons, and it's bullshit reasons, and now Sean Sang, the Defacer, realizes she does want to be with Dick. She's, she goes to his place to talk to him, and he's freaking fucking Huntress. And I'm sitting there going, Dick, it's been a week. You broke up with Shang like a week ago. You're already in bed with freaking Huntress. And she sees it, and there is no now there is no coming back. There is no way that they're going to be back together.
There is always a way. I'm Starfire never made her way back though. Starfire's not with Dick anymore.
Well, and yeah, poor Dick Grayson. He can't get Starfire. He can't get Barbara Gordon because she's off doing something in Burnside or wherever. Doing whatever. I get the book. I'm way behind on Batgirl because I'm
my
sorry.
favorite.
This is the only time you'll hear me say it. It's the only time you'll hear me say it that I miss Batgirl when it was written by Gail Simone. That's the only time you're ever going to hear me say that because after Gail Simone left that book, it just went.
It's almost like they took Gail Simone's Batman fit in perfectly with the Scott Snyder version of Batman that was going on at the time, and then Snyder continued to write the book, and they changed the team on Batgirl and made it like it's a totally different universe happening. Like it's
that team on Batgirl. If you said anything, I mean anything negative against the book, you could have said, "Well, I didn't really like the art in this one panel. Something mundane, I didn't really like the splash page. We'll put it that way." God, they would block you on Twitter. They would go off on you like a frickin' runaway train. I mean, they just went nuts on you. And I don't...
Which is crazy, because we've always said that Gail Simone's was really good. We liked it, especially she did all the tie-ins that went with, like...
Death of the Family.
Death of the Family and all that. And she was writing Batgirl for that time. And there was some, like, creepy, serious shit going on with Batgirl at the time. And then it just became about this, like, teenager and whatever doing...
And that's what I didn't understand. It's like they basically, like Gail Simone's Batgirl. You looked at her, you looked at the artwork. She was an adult, like Grayson was. She was an adult. But then it's all of a sudden like she's not an adult. She's like a college kid again.
Yeah,
and this, that, and
she was Oracle. How's that?
Hey, now she wears.
No, well, now they're trying to. That's what Rebirth. I think what Rebirth is trying to do is trying to sort all these weird fucking things out, But I think they may be falling into a little bit of a trap because in Justice League that I read this week as well, they're still dealing with like the Kindred and the Justice League children from the future that have come back and said that they screwed up somehow when they fought the Kindred and it screwed up the future. And so the Justice League's children, like Diana has a son, and she supposedly totally just abandoned him and left him to be raised by Clark. So this kid isn't born yet for like 10 more years, but he's come back as like an 18-year-old from the future to tell the Justice League that they screwed up somehow when they fought the Kindred recently. And so I don't know how that's a pretty major thing that's going on in the arc. Like there was an alien invasion, there was like this thing, and they screwed up something with these future stones and all this shit that was going on. And that's all going on at the same time, like Metal and Doomsday Clock. It's like, man, these guys got a full plate. It's like, what the hell? So I think they're kind of falling into that trap where they got too many arcs going on with all the characters being in too many places at once. And but I mean, by and large, I got no complaints because I really like the Justice League title too. And if I think of it as a kind of a separate timeline unto itself, like this maybe happened at a different time, and I can wrap my head around all of the rest of the books have been following like Metal or Doomsday Clock some way. So I mean, it's they're doing okay. I just don't want them to get too many different arcs going with the same characters.
Well, the thing is, it's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of. I mean, you think about this. Metal's going on, and you already have. The Justice League's doing the Kindred and all that, and It's the same way. It's the same way with Marvel, where we always wonder where does this fall in.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got Spider-Man in where was he, in Vietnam or whatever, fighting Dr. Octopus, but at the same time he's somewhere. You don't know. You have to kind of take the timelines with comics with a little bit of a grain of salt because I mean, it's like, when do they have time to sleep? Batman's training a detective team of kids with Batwoman. He's also researching the Nth Metal. He's also trying to track down Dr. Manhattan and deal with the Doomsday Clock. And he's also part of the Kindred storyline thing going on in Justice League. So when does and All-Star Batman, he's just, like, when the hell does Batman sleep? Oh, and in Superman with Damian Wayne and Jonathan Kent and Super Sons and all, man, Batman is fucking like the Wolverine of DC. He's fucking everywhere.
He's freaking everywhere. I mean, some good books this week. I mean, a lot of books, more than we can cover here in this short little time frame.
Yeah, I read a lot more than that. Like, I read Superman was the wrap. I'll just quickly wrap it up. That was the end of Super Parallax, the arc with Parallax and Sinestro. I believe that Clark may still be trapped in the Cord dimension. I'm not sure about that. But I'm pretty sure because Clark trapped Parallax in Sinestro's ring and was going to deliver it to Hal Jordan and on Mogo, and Sinestro was kind of left out of commission without a ring at the end of the book. But Superman was still at Cord, so I don't know if the next one's going to take place from there, or if he's just going to be home and it's going to start a new arc or what. But that was pretty good. I like Superman. Let's see, what was it? I read Justice League. We just talked about that. The Green Lantern Corps was about Volthoom. I think I said already. The first Lantern. And that wraps up all the ones I read this week.
Also this week, coming out, that'll be on stores right now. Bombshells United #1 will be out. Cyborg #16. Deathstroke #23, Green Arrow #30, Injustice 2 #9, Savage Things #7, and then if you are into the Young Animals imprint, there's Doom Patrol, Shade the Changeling Girl #12, Harley Quinn #27 is out. That's not a Young Animals thing. I don't know why that was kind of roped in with the Young Animals in our file package. But
maybe it came out later and they just threw it in there. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, I haven't read any. Doom Patrol. I read like the first couple, and I don't think too much. But I probably will read Harley Quinn. I probably will read Shade the Changing Girl because I've never read that.
Which is kind of upsetting because Doom Patrol. It was a book you really, the original Doom Patrol you really enjoyed.
Oh man, I fucking love Doom Patrol, man. The old Doom Patrol. You kidding me? It's one of the best. And Beast Boy, who's one of my favorite characters, debuted in that book. And I'm always on the lookout. If anybody out there knows, anybody's got a copy of Doom Patrol Volume 1, 99, let me know. Yeah, I love Doom Patrol. And I read the first one. I really wanted to like it, and I know Panda was excited for it because Gerard Way was writing it. But I got the first couple, man, and I didn't see Doom Patrol in that.
It was Doom Patrol in name only. I mean, Robot Man's in there, but it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the other characters have kind of come in here and there, and I don't know exactly what's going on because, like I said, I only read from the first couple, it just didn't feel like a Doom Patrol book, and it wasn't the Doom Patrol I wanted.
Well, I think the other thing is the first issue of Doom Patrol came out like a year ago or so.
Yeah, they're what is it? They're 8 in, so
and they're only 8 in, and you think most. I mean. It started around the time that Rebirth was starting. And
it's been a while because I got it came out the same time as that tape that I got for Panda.
Yeah. And
that Gerard Way thing. That's been fucking, I don't know how long it's been.
And you think about it, Batman's on issue 30, most of the big books are on issue 30. Yeah, they're 2 times a month. But if you're only pumping out an issue every couple of months, you're only on the 8th issue. It's almost kind of the same way Mark Miller is. He'll come out with like 5 issues, and then it takes him like a year to come out with another issue of the book.
Yeah, so the Jupiter books take forever too, and like Image has a real problem with getting shit out on time. I've noticed. DC is pretty regular, and Marvel's pretty regular. I've very rarely had any of the titles I read get pushed back for anything. But man, Image pushes shit back all the time, and I was waiting for that Frontier book by Hickman to come out, and I still haven't seen it.
No, they put out Black Monday Murders before.
Yeah,
that was supposed to be out months ago. The Frontier, that was supposed to be out months ago, and I haven't seen anything on it.
I started reading Black Monday Murders, and I wanted to get through my Rebirth stack, and it's still sitting at the bottom of my. I've read about a quarter of it. And it's still sitting at the bottom of my Rebirth stack. I need to get to it because I'm missing my Hickman writing.
Yeah. So that's the books for this week from DC. We'll be bringing you, of course, more books next week. And as we do every single week, we'll be bringing you what's going on in DC.
That's right. And we're loving every minute of it, DC, so keep sending us those books.
We love it,
because we're really enjoying it.
Yeah. Honest opinions, though. We give honest opinions here. So.
Well, yeah, there's a few that I don't like, and I even said, I don't like the Doom Patrol. There's a few. You can't love everything, but I mean, I'm telling you, DC's killing it as far as what's going on in their universes compared to what Marvel's doing for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up with Marvel Comics, grew up on all of them, but I'm telling you, DC lately has been my thing. I've probably read more Rebirth in the last 2 months than anything. just constantly reading Rebirth stuff.
All right. So that'll do it for us for this week. Of course, you can follow Chief at Space Chief 75. You can follow me at the Nerd Rage Renegades official Nerd Rage Renegades Twitter, and of course on Facebook, NRR Truth Radio. Just search up that. And of course, every Wednesday we are on. Crystal, shoot those things so I don't have to say them.
The Renegades come into your homes every Wednesday on Podbean, Stitcher, Player FM, iTunes, Google Play, and every Thursday on GamingRebellion.com, and now filling the Void Podcast Network.
So that's where we're all every single week, on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So, until next time, we are out of here.
Good night, everybody.
Nerd Rage Renegades.